Hello and welcome. In this video guide we're going to look at how to distribute and broadcast reports. Distributing a report is the method by which a report can be sent at that moment in time to another report user or send it to an external party via email. Broadcasting a report, however, is the mechanism by which you can set up a schedule to run and send out a report at some point in the future. The report we're going to use in this example is the inbound calls summary report within the historical Q reports dashboard. The first thing we need to do is maximize the report by clicking on the plus symbol here. This will enable us to see the filters and create a filter set. Now that we have the report maximized, we can select the queue names that you want to include within your report. If you want to report on the call center as a whole, you can select all queues. But if you're a supervisor that is responsible for one or more queues within the system, you can pick these out within the filter by holding down the control key whilst you select them. Having done this, we can now set the period that we want the report to be run over. Here I'm going to select the predefined date range of this week, and I'm going to omit the user specified date range. With the filters now set as I need them, I can now click on the Save Filter Set option, and here I'm going to assign this filter set a meaningful name called Insurance Calls This Week. And here I'm going to set this to be a public filter set, as I want this to be available within the broadcast rule when I set the schedule up. Private filter sets, on the other hand, aren't available when setting up broadcast rules, but are useful when you need to run reports with different sets of commonly used filters. After clicking on the Add Set link, you can now see your saved filter set. You can repeat this process as many times as you need, creating different sets of filters for different queues, and by clicking on the filter set within the list, you can quickly and easily run the report to see the returned data for that set. You can switch between the Save Filter Set view and the manual filter screen by clicking on the Choose Filters Manually link and the Show Filter Sets link, like so. Having created a filter set, we can now turn our attention to distributing and broadcasting the report. Up here on the report menu, you can see that we have a button labelled Distribute. This option allows you to send a copy of this instance of the report to another report user or an email recipient. To send this report to another report user, simply click on the Select Person link, select the account user's name from the list and click Submit. A copy of this report, filtered how you've chosen, will be placed into this report user's reporting inbox. Alternatively, you may want to set up a schedule that runs the report using specific filters on a regular basis. This is useful for a variety of reasons, ranging from simply increasing your own efficiency, saving you time having to manually run reports on a daily, weekly or hourly basis, to having reports delivered direct to business management teams without any manual involvement. In contact centres that are providing outsourced services, these reports can be sent direct to your external clients to keep them informed of current service levels. To set these schedules up, we need to click on the Broadcast option here on the Report menu. From here we can set a new schedule up by clicking on the Add New Broadcast link. The first thing we'll do is select the filter that we created earlier from the drop down at the top. This will ensure that each time the report is run, it's delivered with the data for the criteria that we specified within our report filter. Next, we'll set the broadcast to deliver the report via email, and we'll choose PDF from the file type drop down box. Next, we'll give the file a name. This will be the name of the attached PDF that's delivered within the email. We're then going to set this broadcast to be delivered on an ongoing basis, and using the calendar control, select the date we'd like the broadcast to start, and then also the frequency at which we'd like the broadcast to run. In this instance, we're going to set the frequency to be weekly, and we're going to set the start date to be a Friday. Checking the advanced setting box here, we can choose the exact time that we want the broadcast to run. Here I'm going to set the report run time to 9 PM to be sure that I include all of Friday's calls and that I don't run this report before the close of business and miss any call data. The next thing to do is provide the text that will be used as the subject line for the email that is to be broadcast, and also any text that you may want to include within the body of the email. If required, you can set up a delivery rule that controls if your report is to be delivered or not. Delivery rules enable you to set the broadcast to only run if certain criteria within the report data is matched. For the purpose of this example, we'll set our broadcast to always be delivered by clicking on Yes. The final step is for us to define the list of recipients who we'd like to receive this broadcast. Here we can see that we can choose between adding a person/group or adding email addresses. Persons or groups are recipients who have an account within the reporting system themselves. Reports delivered by broadcast to persons or groups will be delivered to the account user's reporting inbox, which is visible within their dashboard when they next log in. To set the broadcast to deliver to an email address, simply click on the Add Email Address link. Here you can enter the required recipient's email address and click Add. You can now see the recipients that you've added to this broadcast. The final thing to do is to save this broadcast by clicking on Submit. And after doing so, you'll see the name of the broadcast displayed within the broadcast list. This now brings us to the end of this video guide. Thank you for watching.